Alright guys, so today I'm going to be talking about some things that need to be added or changed within Ghost Recon Wildlands. To start, this game is definitely extremely fun to me. I have over 30 hours and I'm still love it, still play it every single day, play it for multiple hours a day, and I'm not bored in any way. But there are things that frustrate me so much that make me sometimes question if I want to keep playing. So the first thing that I'm going to start off with is the flying. The flying in this game is pretty much the worst I've ever played in a game. The helicopters, they seem to float. You can't really aim them at all. You can't pinpoint exactly where you want to land. The planes, you can't turn. The only way to turn left and right in a plane is you have to roll it to one side and really go for a turn. So when you're trying to land on an airstrip, it's really hard to actually get a nice landing, even though luckily the physics are so bad in this game, it doesn't really matter that much if you fuck up a landing because your plane or helicopter just kind of bounces across the ground and you're fine. The cars are like they're kind of floating above the ground. They're not really touching, it seems like. There's no weight to them. They kind of bounce over everything. They slide everywhere still. Better than the beta, but still a big issue. So the flying in the vehicles needs to be changed. Something needs to happen, either more controls added in for them, or some more weight added to them, or maybe just a new physics. I don't know what they can really add at this point now that it's a final game, but definitely patches need to come in to fix the driving. If they fix the driving, that's a huge problem and a huge thing that a lot of people complain about, and I think it would definitely help the game, especially with the helicopters, with guns, because you can't aim anything when you're in a helicopter with guns, and that would be such a good tool to use for base raids or taking down convoys. But as the game is right now, it's almost impossible. So definitely something needs to change with the flying. The next change that I think needs to happen is something with the camo systems. What I mean by that is right now in the game, no matter what camos you put on your guy, you get detected just as easy or just as long no matter what camo system you have on, and no matter what environment you're in. So if you're in the snow and you have woodland camo, you get detected just as easy if you're in snow camo or woodland camo. It doesn't matter. Now, I know why they did this. I'm assuming it's because they wanted people to have the freedom to customize exactly how they want, change how they want, and look exactly how they want and not have to be affected by their outlook. But what I think Ubisoft could do to incorporate a change and make people happy but not yet take away from what people want about the freedom is make it where, depending on what biome you're in and environment you're in, if you wear the camo types that coincide with that environment, then maybe a small bonus to your undetection factor, I guess, comes into effect. So if you wear a full set of woodland camo in woodland environment, maybe you get a 10 to 20% bonus to your detection rating. So now it's harder for the enemies to detect you. And if you don't have the woodland camo on, then you don't get a bonus to it. So you can still dress how you want and you still get detected just as hard. But if you really want to go with that extreme difficulty HUD off with the woodland camo to really blend in, now it is a benefit to you. And now you could maybe pull off different things. You could do more scouting and be closer to the enemies. And it would just add a whole new layer to the game as a whole. And it would give purpose to, the ghillie suits. All these military outfits people are making online, all the setups, everything. It would really bring a more of a immersive feeling to the game. And I think it would definitely help with that name tag of Tom Clancy put on the logo, where a lot of people are kind of questioning, is this a Ghost Recon game? I think if you added in that type of camo change to the game, it brings that a little bit more tactical stealth feel to the game that I think a lot of people are it's lacking. Let's just say that. So let's move on to the next thing that I think they could change that would definitely help the game for the better. I don't think it would make the game worse in any way. And if you're somebody who plays on extreme difficulty and you've done a lot of base raids, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So you're infiltrating a base, you see a sniper, you shoot, you miss, you're 250 meters away. You miss, you kind of freak out, you shoot him and kill him. But the whole base is hunting you. Now you think, I'm fine, I'm 300 meters away. There's no way these enemies will be able to know where I am still. They're just on alert. No, instead, you get 5 dudes running full speed right at you, a helicopter that instantly comes right for you, and a guy shooting mortars right on top of your position, and then you're dead in 5 seconds, and you're a little bit rage mode. Yeah, that seems about right. That's about how it is whenever you're on extreme difficulty, trying to do a base and you fuck up one time. I don't know if the other difficulties are like this, but on extreme, the enemies literally have a GPS locator right to your exact position as soon as you miss one bullet. It doesn't matter if you're just shooting off into space by the camp. They know exactly where you are and they come right for you. So unless these guys are the best trained soldiers with the best hearing in the world, it needs to be changed. And that's just a small fix. So the final change that I think definitely needs to come into the game, just to add, again, an effect on the different playstyles. Because when you look at your, stats, I guess, it tells you what kind of playstyle you are. If you're a ranger, an overwatch, a grunt, fucking Call of Duty noob. Whatever you want to be, it gives you a player rating. And, you have your favorite weapons. It depends on how far away you kill somebody, how stealthy you are, how tactical you are. I'm assuming what weapons you shoot, how precise you are, all this stuff comes into effect. But really, does it really matter? Because if you think about it, all the weapons in the game perform the exact same way. None of the weapons are different. I know they have different stats on the sheet of paper, but like me, I use the M4A1. The M4A1, according to this game, compared to like the ACR, is complete shit. The M4 has worse damage, worse accuracy, worse handling, worse range. Really, all it beats it at is rate of fire, which, in a game like this, the rate of fire really doesn't matter. I mean, the Vector's got a shit ton of rate of fire and sucks ass. Or at least in my opinion, it's not that good. If you get spotted, it's not good. Every gun's amazing if you're not spotted because it's a one-shot kill. But if you're spotted, certain guns matter more, or they say it will on paper. But it seems like every gun, no matter what gun I've used, besides a few of the SMGs with smaller caliber rounds, don't make a difference. I've used a P416, which has half the damage of the M4A1, and it seems like I die just as quick or I kill just as quick. It really doesn't matter. The accuracy. I know some guns have max accuracy and some don't. Well, if you put the gun on single shot and you shoot, it almost doesn't matter. The only time I've ever noticed an issue with accuracy is when I was shooting the pistols at a guy from like 30 meters away, and I was aiming right at his head, and it missed the first shot and then hit the second shot, and I was like, wow, the accuracy's not that good with that pistol. And that could have just been me missing. So the guns, I think, need to start reflecting their stats. It would give more purpose for a gun. If I want to use the ACR, I'm using the ACR because apparently on this game it's so freaking accurate, you could hit anything from anywhere. Well, I don't need to use the ACR for accuracy because I could just use the R5 or the M4 or the SR3 or the AK-12 or the AUG. It really doesn't matter what gun I use. All guns pretty much shoot the same. To me, the one stat, the only stat that really matters with weapons is damage. Across the board, damage always matters. Whatever gun does the most damage, that's the gun you need to use if you want to kill the fastest. The accuracy doesn't matter. The handling doesn't even need to be a stat in the game. Range, sure, let's say it matters, but most of the time, everybody's shooting within 100 meters of everything. Maybe a few sniper shots of 200 meters, but you're using a sniper then, so it doesn't matter. Rate of fire doesn't give a shit either because, again, PvE really doesn't matter. Noise reduction matters if you want to be stealthy. So if you're stealthy, damage and noise reduction. You want as much noise reduction and as much damage as possible for stealth. Then you're killing everybody. If you don't care about noise, pull out the heaviest hitter in the game and you win. And now this is assault rifles and like SMGs. I know that LMGs are more inaccurate and you can tell a difference when you use them. But overall, it really only matters about damage. You need a gun that shoots a lot of damage really hard, and that's it. And it just seems like, yeah, we got 50 different guns in the game, but all they are is different skins, which maybe they did that so then, again, versatile gameplay. You can play exactly how you want. Nothing holds you back, which I love. I love that they're incorporating this idea of playing your way and nothing will hold you back. But I also think it takes away from what people, again, want in a Tom Clancy game with Ghost Recon attached to it. They want the variety in the gameplay. They want the different builds and the setups to really perform the game how they want it to perform. They don't want to pick up, an SMG and shoot it like an assault rifle, which you can do. They don't want to pick up an assault rifle and pretty much use it as a sniper rifle, which you can do in this game. And I think it just takes away from what this game is, what the Tom Clancy games are trying to be. So if they find a way to change the statistics on the gun to either A, make them all the same, because that's what they are, or B, make a noticeable difference between each gun. Give them each a purpose. Same way with sniper rifles. Each one has the same bullet drop. Give it a purpose. If I want to shoot the 50 cal, it should have less bullet drop than shooting the M40. But the 50 cal is also going to be louder, slower shooting. It's going to have its drawbacks, but also its benefits. And the M40 should have its drawbacks and its benefits. All the snipers should have. Guns need that. They need a difference so that you have a reason to use it in certain circumstances. But really, as far as snipers go, you might as well either equip the MSR or the HTI. The HTI, because if you want to fuck shit up on vehicles, grab that HTI. You're blowing everything out of the sky or on the ground. If you want to shoot an MSR because, hey, it's pretty much the only other one to use other than the HTI, then I guess you're using the MSR. Because every other one's kind of pointless to use because they all do less damage. Thus, that's an issue with the sniper rifles. It pretty much makes two viable ones, unless you're playing stealthy, but it just seems like you need damage and you need noise reduction if you want to play stealthy, and that's about it. Alright, so that's pretty much the end of the video. That's really all my complaints with the game so far. Not many big ones. I mean, just a few small things that I think they could easily tweak before at least the first big DLC, and hopefully they don't do what Ubisoft usually does and screw something else up. But I think if they fix those few key things, the game would easily blow people's expectations out of the water and draw a bigger crowd. But with that out of the way, I'll see you guys on the next video.